Okay, sure. Yeah. So the last market we're looking at was Euro GBP. Was Euro GBP. So we're gonna look at Euro USD now. So I hope you guys are following in on the Telegram as well. So for the Euro USD, we're looking to take it on short on the 5-minute as well. As you can see, the Friday left the market hanging very high. And left a lot of liquidity. As you can see, there's just an influx of retail traders. So we're looking to just catch a little bit of inflation as the markets open, because you know how inflation works. So this order block here is the order block that we'll be looking at. And this liquidity line here. As you can see, this liquidity line here as well. So we're looking to come collect this liquidity that was generated going on the upside. As you can see, it was trending up and then it's slightly been moving to the side after it reached those levels of the order block. So it may be establishing a level of resistance right here, but we are looking for some inflation to occur as the market opens. So
sorry, Freddie.
Yeah.
Freddie, can I ask a question?
Uh,
When an IP is not completed, do you hear me?
okay, can we just leave the questions till the Q&A? Because we're gonna have
Cool.
put it down, write it down. Just note it
No,
down.
Let's go. Continue.
Yeah, okay, just note it down. We're gonna have a Q&A session, and then I'll be answering everybody's questions.
Okay. But sorry, I don't have a pen, but I'll remember them. Cool.
Okay, I'll just write it down if you can. So we're looking to leave a little space for some inflation, the possibility of inflation as the markets reopen in a few hours. So you should be looking for that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can you take a screenshot of everything you're doing? Like if you put an entry stick, like take a screenshot on trading view and then send it on the group, please. Because the way you send the signals, it confuses me. Sorry.
Are you talking about the limits?
Yes. Please send them via trading view.
Okay, yeah. So these limits are basically to help you guys when either me or the pro is away from the market, because as you guys can tell, like during the week we are very busy because there's also a lot of things we are getting into, you know, different works and different hustles as well. So us posting these limits is so that you guys can get a reference point of the markets, you see, and me going through the forecast is explaining to you how each chart is going to work out into. So when I do post these limits, always take them into consideration, and just know that they are also levels, you know, and we have equipped you guys with the skill of like being able to know what to do at levels, how to execute and all of that. When we do see live trades, we will send signals as well, of course. But it's always better for you guys that, because we also enter limits so that when it just gets triggered, the price moves. So I think you should also get used to and comfortable with trading using limits and not only depend on execution style as well. So like I said, all of these limits have been pre-posted on a group. So you can go look at them as well. So these are just items which I've posted on a group, and we are just analyzing and going through them. So yeah, that's for our euro. We're looking to collect the liquidity here. And as you can see, the first take profit should be right here, which is where the retailers have swarmed in. So they still have to at least collect this liquidity. And then once it breaks here, once it breaks this this structure, which we're seeing is currently confirmed. Once it breaks this structure here, it will come and collect this order block here. So you can check it on a group as well. Just keep those screenshots posted somewhere so that you don't miss out. So running into our baby gold. As we know, gold has been on a very sharp decline over the few days and weeks that have been going on. So majority of analysts are spectating if trying to spectate if the sell has subdued. So from this point, as we see, it has grabbed the liquidity here, leaving nothing. As you guys still remember, this is still my analysis going on for like a few years. So it sold off, not a few years, for a year by now. So it's sold off by that level 2. If you do want this setup analysis, just private message me and I'll make sure to send it to you. So it broke here. And then it created a flag. And after that flag, it went lower. It went lower to expand this liquidity. So it expanded it. So from this point here, we're seeing a line trend already, and we're seeing a flag being created. So we know, yeah.
Can I ask a question? Does the trend line liquidity have to complete the IPA for us to be sure that it's done, or it can go halfway and then return backwards?
So it can do both of those as well. So those options still stand. So the best thing would be like for either two, there's techniques you can use in order to.
Okay, can I ask a question about this one? Can we go on like a 1 minute time frame or 5 minute time frame to look at like candlestick patterns to see reversal candlesticks to anticipate that the market is gonna reverse? Is that possible?
I wouldn't advise using the 1 minute chart to try and predict any outcome. It's usually just used for like scalps, and it's very volatile. I wouldn't advise anybody to use the 1 minute candle, to be honest. 1 minute
Which
chart,
one would you?
to be honest. It's just better to use the 5 minute, to the 1 hour, to the 4 hour, and the daily.
Okay, thank you.
So from here, as we're looking at, gold has been on this level and has entered the order block here of 1732. So we're looking to have that as our entry point, this order block here. We're looking for it to be our entry. So depending on how this market will open, once they do take it down to come complete here, we'll be looking to take it up in order to meet this demand here, in order to meet the demand. And then we'll still see a continuing selling spree on gold. So gold is not done selling yet. It's still on a selling spree. So this will just be a young retracement to collect this liquidity here, which has been expanded, just to collect this liquidity here. And then it will still go down to fill in another order block lower than this, which is this one here. This level here by the sell 3. It's where gold is looking to head from now.
Wait, what did you say about South 3 and where it's headed to go?
Come again?
What did you say about South 3, where it's, and you said that's where gold is looking to go in South 3. Can you just explain that last part again?
Okay, please explain.
So what I was saying is we're gonna have to go in a bigger time frame. So basically, from this level 1 sell here, gold has been moving from the price in order to fill in this level here. So like I've said, this has been like an analysis since late 2020, 2020.
Sorry, Freddie.
I'm saying this was an analysis which was created like
I had another question. I wanted to ask, how do we utilize the Pro Juniors Fibonacci retracement on these markets? Because I've not noticed you like use that Fibonacci. I want to know how to utilize it, on what time frame, which swing low, which swing high. Because my mistake is that I usually look at the highest swing high and the lowest swing low. But I noticed yesterday that it looked at the current price swing high and the current price swing low. Thank you.
Okay, I'll do that in the end because it's a bit of a long process. And also in the signals that I do send, I do use the Fibonacci at times.
Okay, can I ask
Well, I'll just
one last question.
Yeah.
One last question. Sorry, one last question. How do you utilize the 1 day chart? That's the final question. How do you utilize it? Do you look at the one candlestick or the whole trend of the daily trend? Or you look at just the daily candlestick of today?
Well, you do the same as like you do for all charts. Like you basically use the same methods. It doesn't change no matter what chart it is. Usually just use the same form of deduction when getting to concluding order blocks and all of that. So
okay.
Can
I ask another one last question? Sorry, guys. Question: how do you differentiate between a trend line liquidity and an equal point liquidity, like an equal zone liquidity? Because I'm seeing a lot of liquidity points that you have on this graph. I just wanted to just a quick explanation of that.
Well, can you come again on that? I think I lost you throughout the connection there.
Oh, sorry. How do you understand trend line liquidity and equal level liquidity, if I'm expressing it the right way, like where it hits the same points, or any
So
liquidity?
like a trend line will be like, like your flag, you see. So it will create a trend as it's creating liquidity and expanding liquidity. And then where you have your
Okay.
equal one, it will be entering into the same kind of level, you see. So it's
Okay.
not
So, can I ask a question? If it's a bullish trend, every every lower high is like literally a liquidity point.
uh listen, bro,
Every
I think we
lower.
should just get on a one-on-one, just me and you, because
Okay.
we're
Okay.
about to run
Okay.
out of time.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Sorry.
so we should just get on a one-on-one where we can break down everything that
Okay. I'll definitely hit you up.
Okay, so for the previous guy who was asking me about the cell 3, well, it's basically a level which was created, I think somewhere in 2021. So it hasn't really been tested since. Yes, which is here. It's actually, yeah, 2020, actually the 1st of June in 2020. So this was after gold did its trek, it's long uprise here. So it's moving sideways because of a lot of uncertainties. So this 3 here is the lowest point of this sideways movement, and this 2 is the highest point. So it hasn't broken out of these points yet. So it has been predicted that for the next coming year or two, gold will just be moving between your 1650 and your 2050. So that's why I have that level right there,
Uh,
which is third.
Sorry, Freddy. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you confirm that? How did you confirm
Uh,
that it's gonna be ranging within?
like I said, there's a lot of uncertainty.
Okay.
So gold right now does not have a direction because there's a lot
It's
of
very
uncertainty in the market. People are not, they
it's
don't know what's going
consolidating
on in the world. So yeah,
in the overall consolidating.
Wait, so Freddie, if it does hit the third touch, right, does that mean that we're gonna go aggressive? Because does it mean it's gonna go all the way up like it did back in 2020 June? So must we then go aggressive and treat it like a long-term investment?
Thank you for that answer, G. Thank you for that question.
yes, it does mean, but either way, without strategy, like you don't have to hold trades for like weeks and months. You can if you want to, but our main goal is just to make the most profit within a certain space of time. So
Freddie, can I ask
if
you
you
a
do want
question?
to look at it from that point, you can as well. It still wouldn't be a problem. So yeah, when it reaches
Freddie,
levels, we are to go aggressive and buy, because we're looking for a very
sorry, Freddie.
smooth. Yeah.
Freddie. So in my point of view, you are literally contradicting what Pro said. Pro literally said, if it has a triple touch, ignore the entry.
Uh,
But you are like motivating us to enter the entry.
like I said, those were different time frames. You've asked this question
Okay.
before, and I'm gonna answer it the same way. So,
Please, sorry, can you please explain which time frames should we consider for that?
So like I told you, 5-minute charts and don't usually respect fundamentals that much
only
So
as
sorry,
higher
sorry to
time frames.
intrude.
oh,
Sniper,
Yeah.
sniper. Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Sorry to intrude. Yeah. So yeah, with regards to my what I actually spoke about, it was with regards to order blocks, right? I
yes,
said
bro.
that more than 3 touches, the order block gets out of value.
Yes, it's in. Yeah, you should not consider it.
Yeah. So more than 3, you get it.
Can I ask a question? On every time frame or just one time frame?
In every time frame, like the strategy applies in every time frame. Depends on like what type of trader are you willing to be. But we are scalpers and day traders, so that's why we use day shorter time frame. So it's up to you if you want to be a long-term investors. So you
No,
can
no,
actually.
I'm literally just day trading. Literally,
Oh, you day trading. Day trading, then just look for key levels. Key levels daily time frame, and then break it down to 1 hour key levels, and then start to look for setups from 1 hour, and then 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes for entries.
okay. It's normalized on 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes entry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for disturbing, but
Yeah. So sorry, Freddie. I was just trying to break the confusing. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no, helped out a lot. So as you can see, this is US Tech. So US Tech, they lifted on a high on the past Friday as it spiked up due to a reversal of the initial jobless claim of the NFP and the unemployment rate, which was released. So currently now it's sitting at the levels of 131. Yeah, 131. And we're looking to scalp in a sell by market open. As soon as what's going to happen is inflation will affect this market. As we know, open market
so it's basically
are to happen. So the price will peak up a bit from where it's at, and we'll try and collect some more. So we would have our trade between these two here, these two lines here. Which will be around your level of 12351.1 and your 12440.8. So with this market as well, just like the cat shift one, I said that I will instantly post executions on these ones, as we do see that there's a huge possibility of inflation, and inflation has no control at the end of the day. So we
Freddie.
are just to anticipate the inflation.
Sorry, Freddie.
Yeah.
Does the Fibonacci agree with your analysis?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
So
thank you.
for the Fibonacci, just wanted to. So we basically have like a minute 30 seconds. So are there any more questions still to be raised?
The first one, the very first one that we did, right? I looked at it on the group, like before you did it. I don't really understand that first one. The very, very first one that you sent.
Okay. Let me just. So what don't you understand about it?
Okay, sorry, let me just open it now. so I can tell you exactly. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yes, sir.
It is. Oh, yes. It was the fact that there was like a liquidity that formed, right? And that we were buying. So I was wondering, like, how do we know it's not gonna like grab the liquidity at the bottom? So I'm not like saying like it's wrong at all. Like I want to see it from your perspective as well, so I can understand like why we're buying, so I can also like do it for myself. You get me? So I didn't understand like why we're taking the buy, like going up, and you drew like an order block there, like between the two purple order blocks in the between.